But anyway, so yeah, Wreck-It Ralph crash lands into Sugar Rush, and his medal gets stolen by one of the players, Vanellope. Nice play on words. And the reason she wants is because she can use it as a coin in order to enter this race, which she was never allowed to go into because she is considered a glitch, which is shown because she actually does physically glitch, whenever she does something. And none of the other characters want her to participate because she's a glitch, if only because they are fear for their safety in case, she spazzes out. I mean, it's like if you let a person with epilepsy enter a race in NASCAR. That's just recipe for that.
They pretty much consider that if she becomes a character on the main roster, then she'll be forever playable, and if when she gets onto that roster and people start playing her and she glitches out, anybody who plays the game is like, oh god, there's something wrong with the game, and then they'll slap that notice out of order.
Yeah, and if that wasn't bad enough, I mean, even if the game shuts down, the characters can still escape. I mean, they show this early on, with
the Q-Bird.
Yeah, Q-Bird, his game got shut down, but he was still able to escape into the mainframe where he stays pretty much as a beggar. And the other characters can escape too. The problem is, because Vanellope is a glitch,
she can't leave the game.
Yeah, because she can only exist within her own system, because no other system, because she has fragmented data, can't support her. So she stays in the game as it gets unplugged, and she pretty much just vanishes from existence. That's some pretty hardcore shit right there.
I know. When I first heard that, I was just like, oh wow. The movie does know when to be serious, and that's something that I wasn't really expect going into this, to be honest. Because a movie about video games, with crazy stuff going on, but then when it drops down, like the moments that they have, the moments that they show between Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope, and there are serious moments like that, like when Ralph first rescues, Vanellope from all the people that are picking on her. He feels sympathetic, and I like that notion.
I did kind of worried at first, when she kind of seemed like an antagonist right off the bat. I thought we were going to expect something similar to what we did with Frankenweenie, where the person we thought would be like the sidekick ended up being the antagonist. Because, she steals his medal, she sneaks into a race she's not supposed to be part of, and causes all these problems. And even when Ralph steps in to help her, she still acts like a bitch toward him.
Rough around the edges, but
yeah.
Sarah Silverman-ish.
I know, there's that little bit of like...
Yeah, she's, no matter what though, I found her very obnoxious.
Yeah, her character can be, because it's almost like with moments with her where she's just, Sarah Silverman being Sarah Silverman, and I'm not really a big fan
me neither.
of her stuff.
I mean, I've watched her shows, and she has her funny moments, but for the most part, she is kind of...
very childish, very obnoxious, yeah.
But and of course, you could tell that they heavily base the character around her. Like, in cases like that, it kind of works because it gives her a unique personality, but at the same time, it's more of an acquired taste. If that's your type of humor...
It can put you off.
Yeah.
There are moments where it actually did kind of put me off, but overall... It's not that bad. I've seen worser stuff from her.
Yeah, I mean, at least when she was being picked on by the others, and you see her cart getting destroyed and everything, you generally felt sorry for her, because really, she doesn't deserve that. I mean, sure, she did some crappy things, but she just wants to race, and that's what she's programmed for. Programs do what they're programmed to do.
I mean, especially with I also like it with the drama moments when when Sarah Silverman has to be serious. Like, she can play it straight. Like, especially in the scene where she finds out that Wreck-It Ralph got his medal back, and she thinks that he sold her out, and that in that moment I'm just like, okay. Never really seen the side of her before, but it works. I like it.
So Wreck-It Ralph's in Sugar Rush, And now
Now we got like 3 problems going on.
we've got a
at
bunch
once.
of problems going
Yeah.
on. We got the Fix-It Felix Jr. is experiencing problems because they don't have their antagonist anymore.
And they think, and on top of that, the people are noticing, and they're just like, you know what? They put an out of order sign, which means they're in danger of being unplugged.
And also in duty.
Oh yes. Oh, and then we have that bug, that
The cyber bug.
It pretty much eats and grows.
But here's what really bugs me about the cyber bug. All right, it's a virus, but it's potential. But if it gets into another game, it eats other games. First of all, I never understood that. First of all, why would you program something like this?
Yeah, seriously, because I mean, if something like that is capable of doing that, why doesn't it do it to its own game? Because I mean,
I think in its own game it has like a fail. It has a fail safe.
Well, I know it
within
has
its
a
own
fail
game.
safe, but like, say for instance that fail safe doesn't work. Does that mean the entire game's gonna like completely glitch the hell out? I mean, because that's kind of irresponsible when you think about it. Making like characters that spawn that quickly that could possibly corrupt a game, you know, as you know, bad guys. Like, imagine if that happened in Mario, where all the Goombas, if Mario didn't like stamp out every single one, or Bowser didn't call them all back, they would like glitch out the game if left, you know, to roam wherever the hell they wanted to. I mean, that's kind of irresponsible.
It is.
So that kind of confused me when they said that, because like, I'm guessing, the only thing I could think is that, you know, the bug like possibly had some sort of like code that didn't match with Sugar Rush that would cause a virus. That's the only thing I can think of. But it's just kind of weird that they call them flat out viruses.
Yeah, they're more like they just sort of they eat their surroundings and become them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Why all of a sudden I'm getting a sequel where like Hero's Duty gets recalled and like the game has to go back or something.
In the words of Yahtzee, you couldn't get away with releasing a buggy game in this day and age. You'd be subject to trampling under the company Brontosaurus. But yeah, so that's the second danger going on. And then, of course, the third danger is with Vanellope.
Yes, because what's happening with Vanellope is that in order for her to become a major character, she has to at least finish the race. She doesn't necessarily have to win; she just has to finish the race.
And everybody's trying to stop her from doing that.
Yeah.
Particularly the king.
Yes, the King Candy, who sounds a lot like Ed Wynn.
That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking that.
As soon as I saw him, I'm thinking, holy crap, that's the Mad Hatter? I mean, it's not exactly like him.
There's a lot of mannerisms, and even sort of the voice is a lot like the Mad Hatter. Yeah.
But that's what I was thinking of, and he's like the most determined out of the bunch to make sure that she does not go in this race.
And particularly, he wants to keep his title.
Basically, he just comes across as a real prejudiced bastard.
Yeah. Well, up until like the big reveal at the end, I had figured that the reason he didn't want her racing, and the reason like why he, you know, kind of cut her out of the gameplay system was she probably was like the top racer, and that like pissed him off. So of course he totally like ejected her from the game, making her like an unplayable glitch. That way he could win all the titles. But they take it a step further than that, and, and it was quite terrifying.
Yeah, really.
And it was actually a very good twist.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to that.
Yes. So later, so
basically, you've got Wreck-It Ralph. He's trying to get Vanellope to win the race so that he can get a coin, so that he can get a medal.
You got Fix-It Felix and
Jane Lynch's character
going after, trying to stop the cyber bug thing.
And the two of them start to form a relationship.
I gotta say, I could see that coming. Like just by that one clip I saw in like the in the trailer, like where he's like carrying her up, like holding on, like holding her like a hero would,
Yeah.
and she's like looking up, and I'm like, oh boy, I know where this is going. And sure enough, it does.
But it's really
it's
funny.
cute.
It's one of the funniest moments of the movie. It's just where they're stuck in Nesquik sand.
They have one of those like weird, I like to call it donkey dragon relationships. Two people that should not be together just because they are so freaking different, but for some
But
reason they
opposites
just
attract.
fit.
But it comes across as cute.
Yeah,
I
right.
have to admit.
But
It's adorable.
But seriously, it's like one of the funniest moments. I don't know, should we spoil it or?
I just love how with her, they reveal that she has a tragic backstory because every single character nowadays has to have a tragic backstory.
She has the most tragic backstory in all of gaming. I'm just like, done. That's pretty much like every other like survival horror.
Pretty much.
Or
Yeah, and her tragic backstory is that her fiance to be was killed at the altar, which is why she doesn't she doesn't want to love anybody, but she can't help but fall in love with Fix-It Felix just because he's so small, he's so adorable, and he's just like admires her.
But he reminds her too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because of that one little phrase, but I'm not going to say it here.
I can't exactly remember what it is.
I know what
You're
he.
dynamite gal.
But
You're
yeah,
dynamite gal, Zach.
It's a very explosive relationship. Thank you very much.
diggity. So anyway, Vanellope takes Wreck-It Ralph to her home, I guess you could call it, where he helps her learn to drive. Funny thing that
Driving montage.
Yeah, funny because she doesn't know how to drive herself.
So both of them are trying to figure out. In fact,
They're
Wreck-It
in
Ralph
an
figures it out pretty quickly.
Yeah, which confuses me. I mean, I must have taken my driving test like 9 times before I finally got my license.
Also, that car had 3 pedals.
Yeah, we never knew what the third.
Yeah.
I kept thinking it was popping open the trunk or something.
I was thinking either the emergency brake or turbo. But then again, if it was turbo, it would be like a button because a lot of racing games have like a button.
By the way, who was waiting for the tortoise shell to pop up? They didn't have a blue tortoise shell.
But they had something equivalent to the red tortoise shells.
What was it?
Later on when the
king.
king fires like the 3 candy balls at racers.
And the big ice cream scoop.
A la mode. It's like
Cherry bomb.
Yeah, watching the race was great.
Yeah.
Seriously. Pod
racing
racing
sequence was cool.
Seriously, pod racing episode 1 can suck it compared to that one.